welcome to Knitting Needles and Stems. I'm Carrie. I'm the host. Today is Monday, September 8th, 2025, and we are going to talk about works in progress, finished objects, knit-alongs, my patterns, more out than in, and gardening. First, let me just tell you that I do have a Ravelry group. The name is Knitting Needles and Stems, and I would love to have you come over and check that out. I'd also like to thank all of my returning viewers for coming back. Please tell your friends. We're at 61 subscribers right now, and I would like to get to 100. And when we get to 100, I just might do some kind of giveaway or something. So if you can spread the word, then that'd be great. And thank you for everyone who is a new listener or watcher or viewer of the podcast. I do have that Ravelry group named Knitting Needles and Stems. I also have a Patreon that is also Knitting Needles and Stems, and you can become a free member for some content, and paid members get a little bit of extra content. They get to see harvesting videos and know what I'm going to work on before everybody else hears about it on the podcast, just little things like that. So there are 3 levels. The $1 is like, $3 is love, and $5 is you're amazing, follow your dreams. I also have a Facebook page if you'd like to hop over there and follow me on Facebook. There are no shout outs for today, so let's get right into what's new. Like I said, I spent the weekend at the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival that is held in Jefferson, Wisconsin in the first weekend of September every year. Sometimes it falls on my birthday. My birthday is actually on Wednesday, and this year it wasn't on my birthday, but I always like to go down there and spend some time because it is close to my birthday. It's my birthday present to myself. So me and my oldest got a hotel room, and we stayed, it was about 15 minutes away from the festival, and we stayed in Lake Mills. And we met up with some friends from Ravelry, from the Yarniacs podcast group, and from the Knitting in the Loft group. I know you've heard me talk about those before, and it was fun to meet up with all of those people. And then on Saturday afternoon, we headed down to Chicago to see my best friend for the evening before spending the night in Arlington Heights, Illinois, before heading home on Sunday. So, I'll talk about the things that I bought at the festival, the yarns that I bought at the festival, once it's time for me to start using them. But I can show you this shirt that I got. This was from, oh, sorry for the noise. This is from Mitchell Wool Company, Unapologetic Yarn Snob. How perfect is that? It's made of 100% recycled cotton. And let me tell you, this sweatshirt is so soft. I've been wearing it all day at work, and it's just a really nice, comfortable sweatshirt from Mitchell Wool Company. Okay, so let's jump right in to works in progress. The first thing that I've been working on is the Simple Cable Beanie by Maren de Nidonka. And the one that I've been working on is hat 4 of the 8 that I'm going to be making for my friend who owns the alpaca farm and wants to sell them in her store. This one is using the pink and variegated. We decided that the cables should always be the solid or the semi-solid color, so there's the cables there. And for this one, I'm doing a 2x2 stripe for the top. The other ones I did color blocks, so we wanted to see what this would look like. And I really like how it's turning out. I'm done with the body of the hat. I'm getting ready to start the decreases on the top. And this is from alpaca wool from the farm. Yeah, so this is the Simple Cable Beanie by Maren Nee Donka. And this is hat number 4 out of the 8 that I'm going to make. The next thing that I've been working on is the Square Bear by Yarnspirations Design Studio. I think I showed you this one last time, but in case I didn't, well, I finished more of it. Here is one side of the bear, and here is the other side of the bear. And we have two arms to go along with the two sides of the bear. So I have to crochet two legs and some ears and sew it all together. And this is from the Lion brand yarn that it was part of the prize that I won in the bears group that I make these bears in. So it's these little, I think they call them bonbons or something like that. It's just little tiny skeins of Lion brand yarn. And I've got a mess here, but you can see them. You can see the colors that I got inside here. So yeah, that's the Square Bear by Yarnspirations Design Studio. And this one was for last month's theme, which was stripes. I did not get it done last month. It seems like I had a lot going on and I just wasn't able to get that done. But that's okay, because there will be another theme that it'll fit into and it'll all work out. And in the same group, the Bears group, I'm going to be hosting in October, and the theme is going to be cancer awareness bears. So I've been working on some cancer awareness bears. As you guys know, I told you last time that I'm a breast cancer survivor. I'm also a thyroid cancer survivor. So I'm working on the Izzy Teddy Bear Dolls by Esther Braithwaite. I decided that that was a nice, fun little pattern to try out different cancer awareness themes, stitches. Anyway, these are the colors for the thyroid cancer awareness, the teal, blue, and pink. And this is the head. These will be the legs when I sew them. I know you've seen one that I've made before, and it looks like a little bear. When it's done, it'll look like a little bear with his hands in his pockets. So, oh, I have this upside down. This is the head, because the head is rounded and the legs are not. And then I have the shell of a bear here, and I put little cancer ribbons because that is the color for breast cancer awareness. And I think that is just so cute. This one is also an Izzy teddy bear doll. And then I have started another one. And I think this one is just going to have a solid color sweater for the breast cancer awareness. But they're all of their bodies are the same, this gray color. And for these, I'm actually using Knit Picks wool of the Andes worsted in Sweet Lavender, which I don't have the Sweet Lavender in here yet, but we have the Dragon Fruit, which is the pink, Marina, which is the teal, and then Arctic Blue, which is this blue here. And that's what I was going to do with this one. The Sweet Lavender is a light purple, which is a ribbon color for all cancers. So I was going to do one for all cancers too. Again, that's the Izzy Teddy Bear Dolls by Esther Braithwaite using Knit Picks wool of the Andes worsted. And the colors that I showed you are Dragon Fruit, Marina, and Arctic Pool. The next thing that I've been working on is the Helix Mitts by Sybil R. And this one is being made with hand spun that I got from my friend who has since passed away. These mitts are knit flat. They're knit flat in the round, if that makes sense. So here's what I have so far. You can see they're gonna kind of look like a mummy, like wrapped around like you would have envisioned a mummy being. You start here on this end and you increase until you get to 10 stitches, This is a 10 stitch project. And then you just work the 10 stitches, slipping the first stitch on every row until it's big enough to go around your wrist. And then you start picking up those slip stitches and slip knitting them together with the last stitch on the row. And it's a really fun pattern. We've made it before. This is a project a month knit along group project, and we've done it before, but it was several years ago. I want to say 2015 when we made them, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But you can see the nice colors in my friend's handspun that she gave me. This is a single ply. That is why my mitten is so twisty, but when I'm wearing them on my hands, I won't even be able to tell that it's twisty. So again, this is the Helix Mitts by Sybil R, and I'm using handspun from my friend. The last thing that I've been working on is my counted cross stitch, and I've gotten a little bit more of the grass done down here, and I got all of the black up in this section done. So that's where I am right now. It's coming along really nice. The whole bottom half is almost done, so I'm really happy about that. And then I can work on the top half. And this one is Day's End by Judy Gibson, counted cross stitch. Okay, so let's move on to finished objects. The first thing that I finished is a second finish for this project because it is my sweater repair that I was doing for bingo. I repaired my Riverside by Asita Krebs. I made this back in 2018 and it was way too long the way that I made it. So I shortened it by about 5 inches and I re-knit the bottom hem. So this is the sweater. Whenever I look at a sweater for myself, I think, wow, that body looks really short, and I don't think of myself as having a really short body, but in comparison to the length of my arms, I guess my body is slightly shorter, but I'm really happy with how this turned out with shortening it. I did get my coverall for bingo because I finished it, and now I have a sweater that I will actually wear. So I do like to wear stripes, and I wear it a lot. We're actually having a lot of sweater weather here in the north, so it's perfect timing to have that sweater done. Sorry, my cat is trying to play with my computer. What are you doing? Okay, the next thing that I finished is Dr. M. Morel by Sarah Shira. For this one, I used Claudia hand-painted yarn addictions and cherries, Quince and Company Finch and Quince and Company Finch and Twig. And here is the doctor. He is a morel mushroom. That is why he has this nice, beautiful brown cap. And he fits right in with my other mushroom gnomes with his little red body. And look at those little feet. Oh my gosh, he is just so adorable. I can barely stand it. Like I've been doing with a lot of the gnomes lately, I did 3D print a circle to put in the bottom so that he would stand up better. And he just has some swagger. He has some attitude. His arms are just kind of, and his beard just goes wherever it wants. So I love him. Again, this is Dr. M. Morel by Sarah Shira, and I used Claudia hand-painted yarn addictions and cherries and Quince and Company Finch and Twig. So the cherries is the red, Twig is the brown, the white is just some leftover that I had that I use for my gnomes. The third thing that I just finished last night. So if I had recorded yesterday like I normally do, then I wouldn't have had these on here. So This is the Fish Lips Kiss Heel Socks for Reagan. Reagan is my youngest. This is using the Knit Picks Felici in the Beach Cruiser colorway. If you recall on the last podcast, Reagan wanted her socks to be longer than they were the last time that I recorded. So I made the second sock, started out with it being longer, obviously. This is where the first sock ended, right here, and I added about 3 to 4 inches of length, and the second sock is the same length. And the Fish Lips Kiss heel is a pattern by Socks Therapist. It is my favorite heel to make when I do sock patterns, or just plain socks. This is just a plain vanilla sock on the foot with the ribbing on the leg because Reagan did not want them to be tight at all around her leg. So again, this is just socks with the Fish Lips Kiss heel by Socks Therapist, and I used Knit Picks Felici in the Beach Cruiser colorway. The last pattern that I finished is the Simple Cable Beanie by Maren Ni Donka. I finished hats 2 and 3. This is hat 2. I showed you hat 1 that had the variegated with the cables. The cables look so much better with the solid as the cables. And this one has the color blocks going up the top. And then hat 3 is the pinks, like the other one that I showed you earlier. It has the cables in the semi-solid, and it also has the color blocks going up. These hats are so soft. They're made with alpaca from Yarn Harmony Gifts and Joyful Journey Alpacas, which is a local alpaca farm to me. And she's going to sell them in her store. So they are so soft and squishy. They will be so warm for somebody to wear in the winter, especially in the Northwoods. So again, that is the Simple Cable Beanie by Maren Ni Donka. And I used yarn from Joyful Journey Alpacas and Yarn Harmony Gifts here in Hayward, Wisconsin. Okay, now we'll move on to knit-alongs. Three of my knit-alongs have ended. Bingo is done. The summer challenge, the summer color work challenge, Simply Stranded challenge and Knitting in the Loft group is done. And the Mama Jess Knits sock along is done. Those all finished on September 1st. Today is September 8th, so they've been done for about a week. But the Project a Month Cal is still having their knit along. And for August 2025, they are doing they are doing the Helix Mitts by Sybil R, which is the mitts that I just showed you a little bit ago. I might have to update my show notes. My show notes have last month's on there. So if you are interested in making those mitts, it is a free pattern. It's a free pattern every single month in that group. So hop on over to the Project a Month Cal group on Ravelry and you can join right in. And all of the old threads are always open. So if there's an old one that you want to make it and share it with us, and we'll all ooh and ah about it together. The other knit along that I'm participating in is the Yarniacs podcast Colors of Fall knit along or weave along, make along. We'll say make along because you can do any kind of, you can spin, weave, crochet, knit, anything you want to do. This one runs from June 20th to September 22nd, which is the June equinox to the September equinox. So September 22nd is actually the summer equinox where I am, but in other parts of the world it would be a different season. So for that one, I did do a couple of projects and I've already shared those with you. I'm done making my projects for that one, but there's still plenty of people who are still working on their projects and they're making all the beautiful things. So hop over to the Yarniacs podcast Ravelry group and check that one out too. Now let's move on to more out than in. August was a slow month, but I did not buy any yarn in August, and I finished, I think, only one project that counted toward my out. So I had 386 yards sent out, 0 yards brought in, and that brought my year-to-date total to 13,860 yards sent out and 6,195 yards brought in. These are August numbers, so it does not include what I got from Wisconsin Sheep and Wool. Those numbers, I will update you on those in October when September is over. So let's move on to my patterns. I'm still working on the new shawl pattern using Leading Men Fiber Arts Show Stealer and Bare Necessities, Krampus, and Poison Apple. This one is I'm going to say that it's a modular shawl. It has a unique construction. It's a V-shaped shawl, and you're only working on one side of the V at a time. And it has lace stitches and stockinette stitches in 3 different colors to make it really interesting. It's interesting to knit and interesting to look at. So I'm really excited for it to come out, but I think it's going to have to wait until Christmas of 2026 before that can happen, so that I can get it tech edited and tested in time to have it out. Now, let's move on to gardening. So I don't have much to talk about for gardening this time, but I did want to tell you I'm going to be doing a review. But in order for the review to work, it's going to have to be a long-term review. So I'm going to tell you about the product now, and then it will probably be at least a year before I'll be able to follow up on the product. So at the Sheep and Fiber Festival, Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, I found a booth where they were selling woolets. What are woolets, you say? Woolets are wool pellets for gardening. I'm going to read the information here from the back of the card for you. They're made of 100% raw wool. The lanolin is what actually holds the pellets together. It's an organic fertilizer. It's sustainable. You only have to use it once a year. It not only improves your plant's health, it improves your soil's health, which is a step up from the Miracle-Gro or anything else that I've been using. It increases water retention, which lowers the need to keep watering. It renews the soil. It sequesters carbon. It replaces the peat that you might add to your soil. Say hi, Reagan.
Hi, guys. It's me, Reagan. I have my buddy.
Okay. Can I finish talking about the woolets?
Can you watch the video?
You can sit down. It has no PFAs or microplastics. Like I said, it's 100% wool, and it is safe for children and pets and adults. So, because there's no harmful chemicals. It is 100% wool pellets.
Yep.
She was telling me that you just put them, you can use them inside and outside. These are the pellets. They shear the sheep. These are not fiber sheep. They shear the sheep. They chop up the wool and they send it to a processor, and it's made into these little pellets. And to use them, you just put a little bit. Like if you're planting tomatoes, she said you would dig the hole, put a tablespoon of pellets in there, put your plant in there, and then sometimes she said that she'll put another tablespoon on top and then cover it with the soil. So not very many pellets at all. I'm planning on using them in the house plants. You can use them inside, you can use them outside, you can use them for everything. So I'm going to be propagating some plants here soon, and I'm going to do an experiment with the ones that I propagate. So please stay tuned for that in about a year. I know it's a long time, but I'm anxious to see how it actually works. So that's all that I have for you today. Until next time, keep doing what you love. Bye.
Bye.